Hello? Can you hear me? You can. All right, it is 5 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order here, March 20th, the Norfolk Parks Rec Board meeting. I'd like to inform the public about the location of the Open Meetings Act posted in the council chambers and accessible to members of the public. Roll call, please.
Terry Rasmussen.
Angie Bailey.
Becky Wolf.
Austin Truex.
Melissa Temple.
Jarrett Mills.
Andover.
Patrick Gerhart.
All right, we'll look for a motion, a second, to approve tonight's full agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All not in favor, same sign. All right, any agenda, I guess we probably should have looked over the meeting minutes first. Maybe let's move to that real quick and take that consideration as well. Look for a motion, a second to consider approval of the minutes of the February 20th, 2025 Parks Board meeting as well.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All not in favor, same sign. Perfect. And back to the full agenda. Do you have any questions on that, Nate? Anything you want to add, or
No, just the one.
not
item.
much? Okay. All right, so then we'll go to item number 6. Looking for a motion, a second, to request to remove the chain link fence at Winter Park.
Just taking a little caution here and bringing this to the board. I've been kind of eyeing this fence for a while. Sometimes when you're looking at these things, you're looking at safety. You know, why is there a fence? You know, what's the reasoning behind it? And I'll go ahead and shrink this up a little bit. The fence is getting old, and as you see, it's kind of not in good shape. And so this is in Winter Park. It is along the river. It is next to a ball field. It's also next to the playground. You can see the playground here in the background. This area, eventually, what we'd like to do is have a trail along here heading to the future memorial garden that we would have to the north, and then it would connect to a bridge going across the river, going to a 4th Street Park. So we want to eventually connect the two parks. That would be the ideal thing to do here in this area. Going after an RTP grant, which is a Recreation Trails Program grant, to do that this year. That'll be the request for that project. And kind of getting ahead of the Memorial Garden, knowing that that's starting to get moving.
No, sorry.
Yeah, and so the request would be to remove the fence, and I went around, looked at another area. This is by the YMCA, near their ball fields, and also near their playground, and there's no fence. And so I just don't see any difference in what we have going on there. I don't want to invest in a new fence in this area. I think we can use our dollars elsewhere. I also don't want to put money into maintenance or staffing time into it either. It'd be nice just to get it removed. And it helps us with mowing and weeding. We don't have to worry about weeding around it or spraying, and doesn't collect all the leaves that you see here in the wintertime. It's just much cleaner, as you can see what it looks like here versus what we look like here.
You mentioned that it was by a ball field. Is it there as a stop for the ball field, or?
Originally, it's possible. I don't know how often our clubs use that field at all at Winter Park. It's for recreation only.
It's mostly that they took down the T-ball fence and then they made it kind of like just a soccer, not even a full-length soccer field. So you'll see some folks out there playing soccer, but even this fence, I feel like it doesn't do much just from being out there.
It's not along any public roads.
The fence? No, it's just along the river. Yep. Let me see if I have a.
Is it fully enclosed?
No, it's just to the west and south. And you can see, I didn't take pictures of I was just taking pictures of the fence, but you can see there's some nets for the soccer over here. I just don't, don't see any value it brings to us. I don't see any difference in what we have in other areas along the river. So staff would recommend that the board would approve the removal of this fence at Winter Park.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All not in favor, same sign. All right, the request to remove the chain link fence is moved. That was item number 6. All right, we move on to item number 7, the Parks and Recreation Supervisor reports.
We can start with, Ryan, you want to start with your report?
Are we on? Can you hear me?
Test.
We good?
I can't tell if it's on.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I can't tell. I don't know. Sounds the same to me. We have been doing a lot of inside work last couple of months here. Remodeled the restroom at our park shop. That's pretty much done. Remodeled the break room at our park shop. That's pretty much done. Been not really taking out a lot of trees, cleaning up some trees that split. Quite a few of them actually in the past couple of weeks. A couple of my staff were working on the sports break room for a couple of weeks. Preventative maintenance of all of our parks equipment. We do that every winter. We're just finishing that up now. I've been working on the budget. We got a new heater and cooling unit installed in our break room, which will be nice this summer. We haven't had air yet, and we look forward to that. Ordered a new mower for Skyview. That's the big 128-inch John Deere. I haven't heard for sure when that's coming in. Should be within the next couple weeks. Had a couple snow removal events. Everybody probably knows that. Bryce has been working on his arborist planning Bryce, the arborist, has been working on planning for that Omaha Avenue project for all the trees, where they're going to go. He's been putting quite a bit of time into that. Been working on enlarging the break room at Aquaventure. We got the wall knocked out, got most of the rough work done. I think my guys are going to paint it tomorrow, and waiting for a guy to do the flooring. Other than that, that's pretty much finished up. We're probably not going to get to the remodeling of the conference room at Tahoe for a while. We did get the ceiling finished, insulating at our park shop, so that our break room is pretty much done. Only thing not on here, we did finally get the roundabout finished here this week, where the car ran into it last fall. We were waiting for the insurance to settle on that, and then when they finally did, just wait for the ground to thaw. So, Aquaventure lights, we got the flag lights replaced, so we can get the flag back up at any time now, and they just wore out. They were 12 years old. They were LEDs, so they just have a shelf life, and once they're done, they're done. So, we've got a list of things we're going to start working on next week. Memorial pads for benches. We just got a list. So, I've got a lot of contractor projects coming up. Finishing up Johnson's Park. Finishing up Central Park sprinklers. We just got a lot of stuff coming up. So, but that's about it.
The 128-inch mower is for Skyview, and that's going to help reduce our staffing by about 375 hours per season. So we'll be able to redirect that staff elsewhere. We've got a lot of new things at Johnson Park going on. We got Benjamin Avenue. We've taken on a lot of tree corridors this last couple of years. So we do have a lot more responsibilities that we need to take care of, and I think that's going to help us with that and having the right equipment. We were mowing it with a 72-inch mower, which is what you basically mow a few acres with, not 175 acres of that we have out there. So this will also just the mowing cut is going to be much better as well out at the lake. It's going to look a lot nicer. It's got 10-foot. It's got two arms that go up and down, and it'll stretch out, and it's 10 foot wide when it's mowing, and they just come right up when they got to go around a tree, and they put it right back down. So pretty nice piece of equipment that we've been able to get purchased this year. And that takes, once you identify that, it takes a year and a half to get to that point when we purchase. I kind of remind people when we're asking for things in budgets now, sometimes it's a year and a half before we can actually purchase it. So it takes a while. It's a long process. So anyways, I just wanted to explain what that mower was about. So.
Does, with these newer equipments and stuff, just a general question, is there like an inventory process you guys have, knowing where everything is at different parks?
Yeah, but for parks though, they move around a lot, so
Okay.
they're most of their mowers are traveling. This one will be stationed at Skyview and
Skyview.
used up probably maybe on Berry Hill and maybe at the fire station. We do mow the fire station up there. I think we'll just kind of get used to what they want to do with that, but it won't be on a trailer. We don't really have a trailer. I don't think that would haul that around.
We don't tend to drive our mower like that. We probably won't tend to drive it down the street much. We'll probably leave it at Skyview for the most part.
Yeah.
So I guess what I was saying, like more like a capital inventory list of
Yep. So
things that you have.
everything over 5,000 has a asset tag on it that
Oh,
is
okay.
is tracked
Sure.
and we have I want to say 12 riding mowers right now, about a dozen I think, from if my memory serves me correctly when I was looking at those when we were making these purchases. And we have other equipment, but we have about a dozen mowers that are running pretty regularly. And when you have a mower this wide, you're putting half the amount of hours on it too, so it's going to last a lot longer, which is really good. So it's faster on our staff time. Equipment lasts longer. It does a nicer job, so yeah. Okay. The next one I'll introduce Crystal Shea. She is our new parks, our new athletic supervisor, and she's been in the role a month now. So, but she was interim for a couple months prior to that, and so we want to welcome her, and she can go introduce herself and go through her report. So,
I'm Crystal Schaaf. What the completed projects, the heating for the shop has been completed. The sports break room, we now have heating and air conditioning in there as well. Some things that we're working on, all of the club and school usage of all of the different sports fields, working on getting all the practice and game and tournaments scheduled into our active system. The memorial turf project is completed, and the team reviewed with the Sprint turf on how to maintain and how to properly care for it. So they have those instructions to move forward with. With the Kohler complex, Love Signs did install the letters on the building. They look great. So those are done out there. The locks will be completed in the next week or so. And then the grading and graveling of the parking lot out at the Kohler complex has also been completed. At Taha, just getting the fields up and ready for the season, hanging screens, the shade sails, cleaning fence lines. They have the bases out, dirt work, just all the things to get everything ready for practices. We do have our first game out at Taha tomorrow. The field number 1, the new backstop netting did arrive, and the guys got that put up as well. The padding for field number 1 is set to arrive in the next couple weeks, and then we'll have that put up. The ice rink closed for the season, just working on all the closing procedures, getting the equipment kind of stored for the summer. The press box remodel out of Taha, working on the umpire restrooms. Those have been painted and the flooring was done. Waiting for the plumber to come back out, and then we will install the benches in there and then also get locks put on those rooms. The exterior painting will also be completed on the press box. Windows were installed, and then the siding will be installed hopefully even next week. Also in the sports break room, pretty much have that all finished up. Thankfully, Ryan had a couple of his crew come over and help out. So the break room side is finished, and like we said, then the conference room side, we'll just get to it when we can get to it. Preventative maintenance on the equipment, the guys have been doing that. Our seasonal staff should be starting in the next couple weeks, so kind of getting everything ready for them, and then also the summer employees. The tennis court nets on Elm Street have been hung up, and the wind screens will be hung up prior to the games, which will be either, they'll hang those up either next week or early the following week. For concessions, just, we are going to transition to a digital menu screen, so those have been purchased, and working on getting that screen, set up. Otherwise, just cleaning and prepping for the season, at AquaVenture and Taha. There's just a few things to do out at Taha, looking at a new window cover for our west concessions, and installing a screen door just to kind of prevent anything from entering. And then the east, just a few parking lot issues to get taken care of, so.
Any questions for sports?
First thing, I mean, great job on the turf at Memorial, getting that done as quick as he did. That's incredible. I have two questions. First one, I talked with Nate a little bit. The field tarp at Taha, if there's a way to maybe gauge how old that is, and there's quite a bit of holes. It doesn't actually cover the entire field for Field 2 at Taha softball, so maybe getting one that covers the whole field. And then budgeting or potentially purchasing sandbags as well, I think would be important. And then the screens that are actually in the hitting facility, I think the current ones belong to Northeast, I believe, so I didn't know if the city was going to purchase 2 of hitting screens for the public to use.
I'm actually looking at ordering, some probably even tomorrow for the batting cages.
Okay.
Is that what you were referring to as the batting cage? The screens for the batting cage? Are you talking the outdoor batting cages or the Kohler complex?
Kohler Complex indoor.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. So we are purchasing screens
Awesome.
for pitching there. We're
Okay.
going to purchase one. They'll be used for the pitching machine.
One L screen.
It's not an L screen. It's actually for the pitching machine. We weren't going with an L screen because it wouldn't be. It'd be fine for baseball, but when pitching for softball,
I see what you mean.
they
Yep.
would have to step off to the side.
Right,
So
So just one universal pitching screen.
that's correct.
Okay.
What is a windscreen?
So it goes along like that, the fence line to kind of help protect from wind and, I don't know, so you can't see through it as clearly.
The windscreen for the tennis courts? Is that what she's referring to?
That's what we're putting up, is the windscreen for the tennis courts.
Are you satisfied with how the ice rink went for the winter?
Yes, the ice rink, I think, it was a good learning process for us. For the first year, I personally and the staff as well have learned a lot about how to maintain ice. The Zamboni didn't arrive right at the beginning of the season, so we were hand resurfacing, and the difference in the two, we learned that over the winter, how to shave the ice properly and rebuild it. Important on having the ice staying rebuilt, to that 2 to 3 inch thickness is also really important. And it ran really well. I have some numbers that I can present at the next meeting if you would like me to, and let you know the total overall visitors and things like that. As off the top of my head, it was close to 8,000 for regular skate, and we had actually 7,000 and something for private rentals, total people. So total people was just a little over 15,000 people that visited the ice rink. So it was
We actually we were pretty close to, making budget, which was wild because we didn't charge anything. So we did very well. Yep. Which is around 50,000. I don't know if we quite made it, but it was close. A lot closer than I was expecting.
I can present those to you at the next board meeting if that's fine. Instead of estimating, I can get you those numbers. But the private rentals and the ice rink, I feel went really well. We had Santa come and some events that we had some free things that was really well, and I think the community really enjoyed it. It was highly used, so that was really, really good to see that people appreciated that amenity being in the park. So for recreation, we have all of the hiring complete for Aquaventure and recreation. We finished the spring and summer brochure, which should have arrived today. I haven't personally seen it yet. It got delivered to Aquaventure, and I have not gone back over there, but I'm excited to see that. We'll be at the Home and Garden Show this weekend and having some flyers and things there. Some things we're working on. I'm working on a festival for a welcome to summer bash, and that's a partnership I'm doing with Fantasy Drones. So they will be doing a drone show. So that's really exciting, and just getting that off the ground, and I'll start advertising for that here really soon. Looking into some commercial spots and just going on the radio and talking about it and things like that. But we did complete all of our spring and summer programming that we're going to be bringing. So we're excited to get the summer and the spring up and going, and for the kids to come back to work and the pool open and things like that. So as Ryan said, we're working on the break room there and just cleaning and deep cleaning the floors and things like that at Aquaventure. Some minor maintenance things. As Crystal stated, concessions is up and going. We started a week or so ago already on concessions. April 17th, we're doing a ribbon cutting for the Kohler Complex. So I'm not sure if the invite went out. I believe the invite went out for that. So that will be coming. Let's see. Updating all the fields on the active. We've been doing a lot of active work just to get all of our summer and spring programming on there and building it on the back end. And all open enrollment will be April 1st. We'll be opening enrollment for group swimming lessons and all of our spring and summer activities at 8 o'clock on April 1st. So just getting the word out there for that to be coming. Group swimming lessons is a hot commodity sometimes, so it's a good problem to have. And so we've had people reaching out to see when that was coming. We continued working on partnerships and growing recreation throughout the community, trying to utilize all the parks. I'll be bringing some concerts to I shouldn't say concerts. It's a partnership to bring some bands to Johnson Park, some free events there, as well as movie nights, which we did last year as well. But we'll have those inside Johnson Park and utilize the stage there. We're doing a 4th of July 5K fun run. I have a partnership with that, and we'll be doing our worst run ever again, which is also a partnership that we do over the Oktoberfest date. So just continuing to build recreation and working on programming and getting all the staff hired, and then we'll get them all trained. We have lifeguard classes set up and the recertifications, and we also do in-services. So an in-service is just taking all the staff that's on duty and having them run through scenarios and things like that, just refreshing them on how to do proper saves and proper protocol and things like that. So we do in-services twice a month during the water park season, and so we're just going to continue doing that, and we're working on bringing that once a week, but sometimes it's hard to get full time, but we do try to do those as often as possible for safety reasons. So You guys have any questions?
Yeah, so you might have talked about this last meeting when I was gone, but is the ice rink changing to the basketball court, or is it?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep, so the basketball hoops will be going up and we're just working, we kind of had the snowstorm, so we're finalizing getting that area cleaned out, getting all the fire pits stored away. The turf that we laid down, because it wasn't sodded, the sod wasn't laid yet up there, so we laid down turf just to eliminate the mud. So we'll be pulling that up. It was just old turf that we have for patching purposes. So we'll pull that back up and roll it back up and put it away and wait for the sod to be laid down there, and the basketball courts will be up and going.
And then will the concession stand stay open over the summer?
It
It's used at the ice rink?
It is not. I was hoping for that. It's not going to be open. I believe we're just going to do something there on Saturdays. I was wanting to do just some river programming out of there. That's my goal, is to do some river programming. We have some kayaks and paddle boards and tubes that we use for our river program that we had last summer. So I plan to utilize those, and water safety is important. So we'll be putting out the life jackets for the life jacket stations and the helmets and things like that. So we didn't lose any revenue on that. So I still, that $500 donation that I got from those companies last year, we still do have those jackets. And I just work on contacting businesses and seeing if they're interested in donating, and then we advertise on the jackets that it was donated from those companies. So, yep, you're welcome.
And
I
that
wanted to, go ahead.
the concession stand will be open on Saturday, but we'll adjust based on how successful it is as well.
Oh, sure.
You know, like if it's successful and we can expand on that, if it pays for itself, then it'll be fine, yeah.
You brought up the river, and you talked about it a little bit there. I think it's going to grow naturally on its own, but I was just wondering, do you have any additional programs that you're adding in? I see people kayaking. I don't see a lot of young people. Some just kind of wading in the water. And I'm wondering if there's plans to try to get more young people down there and with the kayaking. And I know
Yep.
you've done some of that. but-
Yeah, absolutely. I think just word, and I think last year was new and people wanted to hear about it maybe, we did have a lot of visitors on the river. I don't remember exactly how many pings on cell phones they had, but I am doing a kayak, like a river race, basically. In the fall, I want to do one where they do this in Idaho, and you build a flotation device out of cardboard and duct tape, and it's like a fun race where you try to see who can make it the farthest, things like that. Surfing wise, to utilize the surf feature, I'm seeking surfers, to try to give lessons. I know Nate surfs, but he's my boss, so I don't know how that would work if you could come work for me and teach some surfing or boogie boarding lessons. But as for kayaking and things like that, we did do like what I called guided tours last year. So you could bring your own kayak, or we provided a kayak if you didn't have one, and they paid for, and we a lifeguard and a rec leads took them down the river, and you could do a long float or a short float. So that's kind of what I'm going to start on Saturdays in Johnson Park, is just try to, even if it's just the smaller, what I call the small loop, which is you put in just north of the surf feature, and then you get out just past the last drop at Hy-Vee, just that small float where you get the youth that isn't driving and things like that, and we're just able to walk across the street there at the crosswalk to put in right there, and then they could just walk along the trail back up. So it's a walkable distance to carry a kayak or two. So that's my plans on Saturday. And as he says, as Nate said, that if it's busy and it grows, then we will certainly add time, just as we did for hockey at the ice rink. It was it was busier than I thought it was going to be for hockey, and a lot more and more people wanted hockey stick time. So we opened up more hours there as well. So we'll just adjust that based off of what we feel the need is and things like that. When the activities are in the park, I do plan on opening concessions. And I can only sell prepackaged food, so it will just be like ice cream bars and popsicles and things like that for the kids. So, and bottled pop and water and Gatorade.
I know UNL was there a lot last year, and this just popped into my head. I wonder if there'd be a way that we could kind of let people know that there are people doing stuff down there. You know, they got a group going down the river, because there's a lot of people that just like to watch.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
so it'd be great to just get people down there and, you know, sitting on the
Yep.
bench and watching people enjoy the river.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the more we talk about it and do live feed, which I've been trying to do more and more videos as things are finished, just to answer questions from the public that, the more we do it, I think people will see it, and the more enjoyable, people will want to come and watch, like you're saying, and things like that. It's a beautiful area. It's very, very peaceful. I've done, I don't feel like you're at Norfolk when you're going down the river, but yeah, we're very lucky to have that, and hopefully it will continue to grow and we can bring more youth out there to enjoy it as well.
The surf culture, I believe in Colorado, has asked us to put a webcam on the surf feature, so they can, because they have to travel a little bit to get here. So it's something we're going to have to start looking at. Is light. We got to do trail lights on the west side at some point, and maybe look at adding some cameras over
Have
there.
you had anybody that wanted to sponsor the cam at all, or?
Haven't really. We're just now starting to get our sponsorships out there and what's available. I think we need to have maybe a web page dedicated to it, so companies can see where they can sponsor, and something we can look into. Any other questions?
Anybody
for Rec?
else?
My report, real quick. We did get a grant for the wood chipper, and we got that approved. It's a $20,000 grant. The wood chipper is another piece of equipment that's going to help us be a more efficient department. Rather than hauling dump truck loads of branches, we'll be able to fill up a truckload of mulch, and we'll also be able to reuse that mulch. So that's really going to help us be a little bit more efficient with our time, and again, allow our staff to help us keep up with the added workload that we have. The team lockers, again, it's April 17th at 1 p.m. for the ribbon cutting at the team lockers, and that invite has not gone out to you yet, but it will be going out to this board soon. Liberty Bell, we just have, we're waiting for the weather to get good on the pickleball courts and the phase 2 of the playground, and the shelter's been ordered as well. Sidewalks are all done. And then the backstop's the last thing that we want to replace out there and get that done. Be applying for an RTP grant. Again, that's to connect 4th Street Park and Winter Park with a bridge and some trail work. The beverage contract, I've got to get that out soon. It's on my desk to get that moving. And next month, you'll probably be seeing the artwork for the First and Brosh roundabout, and also the Victory Road roundabout, which will be coming to you probably next month. And the Arts Council will be here to present that project. Public requests, just a few items I wanted to bring to your attention. E-bike rules, there's getting more complaints about bikes riding too fast on certain trails, and so I'll be working on e-bike ordinance updates for our bicycle ordinance, which is a little, bring it up to our new issues that we have, and we'll probably be bringing that to the board maybe as early as next month or maybe the month after. Roly-Boly group wants to have improvements up there, but we're always struggling finding with dollars there. Usually we like to, there's a Roly-Boly at the.
What is that?
It's, do you know what it is?
I did not know either. Crystal has met, I don't know if she can shed some light here, but it's basically a dirt court, and they roll a ball, but I don't know the objective of it. Do you?
You can come out Thursday evenings
At
and,
Taha.
and try it out yourself. So it's actually at Taha. So it's kind of by the horseshoe pits. It's essentially like they have that. It looks like a miniature wheel,
Yeah.
and then like they wheel, this rolly. I don't know the technical terms yet, but it's and then they try to get it to land closest to
A pin.
the pin. So very much, I think, mimics horseshoes, but it's with a wheel or a rolly.
Like bocce ball?
Similar.
Similar.
Very similar.
Similar.
Yeah, same concept, I
there's
think.
two, what I would call small backstops, so probably just like 2 panels wide, that stop the pin from going, just similar to horseshoes when you toss the horseshoe to hit the pin. But like she's saying, you roll a wheel, and it's called roly-boly. So I did not know
There is a league. They play Thursday mornings and then Thursday evenings, starting May 1st through the end of September.
They have been asking for some improvements, and so we're working through that. It's a little bit of cost associated with it. Usually with sports events, we like to see donations or them to come up with half the dollars. I don't know if this group has the means to do that. I don't know if we've talked with them or not. Have we? I don't know that we've met with them about that. So maybe something, once we figure out what that costs, we can do that. Another new request is, and this is not in our master plan, is a soccer field needs. We do have the soccer fields in our master plan, but not a field house. They're wanting a full indoor soccer field or some sort of cover maybe that goes over our current ones. But just requests that I've been talking with the public about. And the river, we were having some issues trying to figure out why it wasn't coming up, but we've since recalibrated our river, and so we've got that river up now, and it's doing very well. It's surfable. It's better than it's been in the past. So, but we had to recalibrate it, so we've done that. I think there was just some silting in of it that needed to occur at the gates. So
I just wanted to mention one more thing. I did meet with Crystal and Ron to get out the advertising on the sports field. So that is a way that a club like that can make money or fundraise money to help with those improvements. So I came up with the selling the ads where they can sell the ad. We keep half, they keep half to go towards sports fields improvements, and then they get to raise money for their clubs to help offset the cost of field usage fees. Or in this sense, that would be another group. As long as you have an event guide with the city, you would be able to participate in this program to sell advertisements on the for the outfield fences. And so I have different prices for that, depending if you're at Memorial Field wanting to advertise on the LED sign, or if you're doing a 4x6 banner on one of our sports fields. So I just wanted to let you know that I did implement that, and that has been sent out to the groups. So we should be getting those rolling in. I'm not sure if there's been a whole lot of questions on it so far. I've answered a few of them myself, but we did give them a deadline of June 1st to submit the payments. So the payments are made to the organization, but then they pay us, our our 50%, and then we order the banners and hang those on the sports field fences.
Any other questions?
All right. Look for a motion to adjourn in a second. Second. Meet adjourned. Thank you, everybody.